My job here in the schools is kind of twofold. One, the job is to maintain cultural identity for American Indian students while obtaining their general education. And then two, the state of Minnesota has decided that it's important that everybody, all students, all grades, genders, ethnicities, creeds, have the opportunity to learn more about American Indian people. Things that I'm going to share with you today from an American Indian perspective, I'm not asking you to embrace as yours, even if you're an Indian person. Okay? These are my beliefs. They're my personal beliefs. Fair enough? What I am asking for, though, is that you make room for them and allow me to have them. Seems pretty reasonable, right? So that creates a safe place for me to be me. All right? And ultimately, that's what we're looking for. He's asked me to come and look at American Indian things from a contemporary light. Not so much a historical light, but the here and now. The things that are happening or are valuable and important. So we're going to look at a few issues today. Can we define culture? What is culture? Just talk to me. What do we know about culture? What can you tell me? Anybody? There's a lot of certified smart people in here. Tell me. There are a lot of cultures. Love it. So several cultures. What else do we know about culture? Can we define it? What are aspects of culture? What do you got?
It's like a way of life.
It's a way of life. Very cool. What else do we know? Go.
Traditions, like holidays and stuff.
Traditions and holidays play a big role in culture. Absolutely. Right on. You bet. What else do we know about culture?
Different perspective thinking.
Different perspectives. Love it. Awesome stuff.
I know what stories.
Stories. Well, we're going to dive into stories. Thanks for setting me up. I'll give you your $10 later. No, I'm just kidding. We are going to look at some stories, though, for sure. What else do we know?
Your beliefs.
Beliefs. I'm going to put culture into a one-sentence kind of deal, okay? So how many of you have younger siblings? Let's go home and teach them this when you get home, right? So when they show up in 7th grade, they get an A in culture, okay? Culture is what a group of people have, think, and do. Isn't it? Can it be that simple? Culture is what a group of people have, think, and do. Think about it. Doesn't culture deal with what we have? What are some of the haves? Well, I have a flute, right? Right? Here's my hat. What did I say about think? I think that the flute is alive, right? How does it affect what I do? Well, I just don't treat it like my bass or my other instruments that I don't think that way, right? I care for it, I cherish it. I actually feast it. I do a lot of things for it. So what I have affects the way I think. What I think affects what I do. What I do ultimately then affects what I have and completes the circle of culture. We want to look a little bit at contemporary American Indian culture. All right? We're trying to see American Indians and natives in a light other than what history or Hollywood portrays them in. This is a great video. Watch some of these images.
I've been driving in my Indian car with the pound of the wheels drumming in my brain. My dash is dusty, my plates are expired. Please, Mr. Officer, let me explain. I got to make it to a powwow tonight. I'll be singing 49 down by the riverside, looking for sugar, riding in my Indian car. Got my T-bird in the glove box, I ain't got no spare. Got a feather from an eagle, I ain't got no care. The road is empty and my bottle of desire. Daylight is breaking, the sun flashes fire. I got to make another powwow tonight. I'll be singing 49 down by the riverside, looking for sugar, riding in my Indian car.
So what were some of the images you saw?
Cars.
Cars. What about the cars? What do we nice cars? Were they junky cars?
They were open
They were okay cars. Some of them were pretty junky though, weren't they? Yeah, right. Who's going to drive that, right? Okay. Indian car. So it's kind of a stereotype about a junky to okay car.
Indians dancing.
So Indian people dancing. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. What were the lyrics? What did they talk about? The dancing. Powwow, right? What's a powwow?
It's where basically a bunch of Indians just gather together and there's lots of like festive dancing and food.
Festive dancing, food, bunch of Indian folk get together.
Yep.
Okay. Who's welcome at a powwow? Who can go to a powwow? Who's been to a powwow? All right. All right. So 3 of us have been to powwow. All right. Anybody else been to powwow? Who's welcome at a powwow? Who is welcome to go to a powwow? Anybody can. So not just American Indian people, not just natives. Anybody can. So could you go to a powwow? Could your friend next to you go to a powwow? Regardless of their race or ethnicity. Everybody can go to powwow. What does that say about American Indian people if you're welcome to go to powwow?
They're very accepting.
Accepting. Yep, I think that's true. Everybody. Is anybody left out? What about handicapped people? Can they go to powwows?
Probably.
Oh yeah. Highly encouraged. So everybody is welcome to powwow. That says a pretty big thing about American Indian people if you think about it, right? There's a big, it implies a lot. Matter of fact, if American Indian people weren't welcome, and what would have happened in 1492 when we discovered Columbus and his crew on our shores? You'd be dead. You wouldn't be here. Right? None of us would, because I'm as Cherokee as I am Irish, so I wouldn't even be here. See what I'm saying? If they weren't welcoming and allowed that to happen, we would not be here. None of us would be. Pretty powerful statement if you think about it, right? Pretty complicated. What are some of the other images that we saw and things that we can talk about from that? Yeah.
There's a Mount Rushmore, and then
A group of Indian heads above it. Okay. What does that tell us? What's that image represent to you?
they should have been the ones on the Rushmore.
Okay. I think that's a possibility that they should be at least included, if not the ones on Mount Rushmore. That's one perspective. I like that. That's a strong one. What other ideas do we have? Anything else does that suggest to you? Yeah.
They're really like our founding fathers.
They are our founding fathers. They're the people that founded and established this land, right? Yeah. That's another strong image that portrays. None of these are wrong because these are all artistic impressions, right? Everybody can have a look at art and see it from a different angle. What other images do you get from that? Did you notice that the American Indian heads that were there were kind of faded in the background? That really speaks to me in a lot of ways too, that a lot of our ways have kind of faded in our distance. That's what I see when I see that. And there's some amazing people, both from dominant culture as well as indigenous culture represented in that picture. Very strong image. What about the bumper stickers? Anybody get anything out of the bumper stickers? No? Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of them like kind of jokes and stuff, but
Yeah.
some of them like because there's so much can we have our country back now?
What does that represent? What is that? Why would that even be there? How's that important to Indian people?
Well, because like Caucasians kind of took over those Native American land,
Okay.
and it seems like they're just like
So it's the issue of, the term you chose to use was Caucasians. Another term that's pretty familiar with us is colonialists, right? We all heard that historical story. So the question is, when do we get our land back? Do we have it back now? Are you done with it? When can we get it back? That's a pretty big issue to American Indian people. That's a huge issue. Good, so we got some good things out of it. Anything else? Did you understand that dance grass, don't smoke it? Anybody understand that bumper sticker? I know Kelsey understands it, but anybody else? Dance grass, don't smoke it. Traditionally, we talked about powwow. One of that group, there were the 3 guys out there. I think they were dancing grass dance. I'd have to look at their outfits to make sure. Grass dance is a type of dance, a traditional dance for Indian people. And dance grass, not smoke it, is a direct reference to not do any illegal drugs, to stay away from illegal drugs, but rather to come back to our traditions.